Hello everyone, and welcome to our Year 2 transition video. Now when you come back in September, you're still going to be going through this door, but instead of staying downstairs, we're going to be going upstairs. So let's take a look, shall we? So here we are in the Year 2 long room, where a lot of our learning happens, where we take children out and work in different groups. Now for those of you that don't know, my name's Mr. Brian, and I'm head of year in Year 2, and I'm also the class teacher for 2A. Now before we get started thinking about this year, there's a few people I think we'd like to meet. And who do we have in here in class 2B? It's Mrs. Kershaw.
Hello. Looking forward to seeing you all in September.
And also teaching in 2B will be Mrs. McMorrow. And in class 2C we have Mrs. McDevitt.
Hello there. I'm looking forward to seeing you all when you come to 2C. This will be your classroom. We've got lots of boards for you to put all your work on. So really looking forward to seeing you all in September. Bye.
And here we have Mr. Bryant's classroom. That's me. And we'll be back here in September. So now that you've met the team, we'd just like to give you a little bit of an overview of what things will be like for you when you come here in Year 2 in September. Now obviously there's going to be lots of things we don't quite know about because of the coronavirus, but what we can tell you is that we've got a really exciting curriculum for you here in Year 2. We like to read lots of really fantastic children's picture books and do lots of writing to do with children's picture books, but we also do lots of our writing to do with real life experiences. So we do things like a bake-off, we learn about road safety, and we also spend, hopefully, a lot of our time out in the local area where we'll go and write things to do with little trips we've been on. So we might go on a visit up to Hewenden Manor, take a walk into the town, and if we're lucky, fingers crossed, we'll take ourselves down to the seaside for our end of key stage trip in July. We also have lots of other really interesting and exciting things we like to do in Year 2. For instance, Christmas performances, Globetrotters, and also our Hansel and Gretel opera at the end of the year. So hopefully we'll be able to bring those to you in September and next year as well. Now, many things in Year 2 are pretty similar to Year 1, but by the end of Year 2, hopefully you'll be able to see in your children that they're really confident writers, they're all really nice and coherent, writing sentences that all make sense, that they are really confident readers, that we're getting them to a stage where you can understand everything they're reading and they can talk about it with you. And also, they should have a really good understanding of mental arithmetic and written arithmetic, so addition and subtraction, multiplication and division, and some of the other things like telling the time and properties of shape. We'll do a lot of work on that this year. But one thing that is probably a little bit different to Year 1 is we're really encouraging children to be independent in Year 2. So they'll be bringing their own book bags in, they'll be asked to get everything out of them, bringing letters to you. It'll be their responsibility rather than our responsibility to make sure they have everything in school and that they bring that all home to you. But please make sure everything they do bring in is named: water bottles, book bags, reading diaries, any clothes they're bringing in, make sure it's got their name on, because we do know that it can sometimes go wandering about. Now we'll share things like our routines with you in September once they're all finalised. Days for homework, days for PE kits and things like that. And we'll also be able to talk with you in a little bit more detail about things like the SATs and perhaps the phonics screening check that we might be doing in Year 2 as well next year. So we'll bring some more information on that when we come back in September. But for now, we'd just like to leave you with a couple of things to do with your children over the summer holidays. First of all, have a lovely time. Make sure that you get out and enjoy the sunshine that I hope we have. Get out for walks and enjoy playing together. But we've also got 3 other things we'd like you to look at. One for reading, writing and maths. First thing for reading, do a bit of reading. Just try and read with your children at home as much as you can. And I'm sure you've managed to do some of that already. Second thing for writing is perhaps to practice their letters. Practice some letter formation, practice writing their alphabet out, start to get them used to writing their letters nice and neatly, because we'll obviously be doing a lot of writing when we come back in September. And the third thing for maths, make sure that they can count backwards. Choose a number from anywhere between 0 and 100 and ask them to count backwards. If you do nothing else, that will really help us when we come back in September. But apart from that, have a lovely break, and we can't wait to see you back here when we come in year 2. Bye bye.